Alright, so I finished playing Spider-Man 2. I absolutely love this game. I even actually platinumed it, so I pretty much 100% completed the whole game. So here are my thoughts. Okay, now, this game is a lot better than the first one. They've definitely expanded on this game. So like the first game, it's pretty much like an open world game, so you could pretty much like go anywhere around the map. But in this one, that map is definitely bigger. Actually, speaking about the map, there are a lot of side content to do. There's a lot of stuff for you to do around the map. The thing is, I was actually never bored in this game. Well, the game is not a perfect game by any means, but there is some previously there are some Spider-Man games where after a while there's nothing for you to do and you just get bored swinging around aimlessly around the city. But in this game, even the swinging when you're going around the city, it felt fun to swing around the city and see you know um, see the city, or do random like crime crime stopping or side content or side stories. Like, this game is really fun to play. Like, the developers, they did a really good job at making this game because it's very fun to play. You know what? If you're a Spider-Man fan and you have a PS5, definitely go pick up this game because it is very fun to play. Anyway, speaking about the side stories in this game are very fleshed out. Like, actually, there is like a story behind these side stories. Like, it isn't just some games where they just slap something together and you go do some side content. In this game, they actually made in the side stories. There's actually a story behind it, and you do meet some interesting characters. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything of who you meet and all that, but yeah, there is a story behind the side content, the side stories in this game. Like, if you're playing this game, definitely do the side content, especially the side stories, because it does add to the story. It adds to the game as well because, like I said, you do meet some characters, which I won't spoil, obviously, like I said, but I highly recommend you do them because it does expand on the game. Now, the story itself, to be honest with you, the story was not that bad actually. I enjoyed it. Like, all the story beats were there. The only thing, if I could say, that I wanted more of was Venom. You got the symbiote Venom. Obviously, he's around, like he's half the game. But for Venom himself, he doesn't appear till the like late game. Which I'm not gonna say what happens because it's like with Venom, with the way they've got, because he's at the end of the game. It's too spoilery, so I'm not gonna say much about Venom. But I wish there was more of him in the game. So yeah, that was a big thing. But the story was, it was entertaining. Actually, I'll say this as well. When Spider-Man, well, Peter Parker, when he gets the symbiote Venom, and he becomes, the when he gets the black suit, from that point when he started to transition into like a kind of like a bad guy-ish, if guys know the story, they actually did it not pretty well in his game, because I thought it was gonna become out as like, I thought it was gonna be wonky, but no, I was entertained. Actually, speaking about that, um, the symbiote powers that Peter gets when you use them in combat, they're very smooth. And and they make Peter Parker very strong too, which that's what's supposed to happen. But it was very enjoyable even to use them in the battle. They were fun because I thought that, because you know how symbiotes are like flexible and they're gooey and stuff. I thought maybe it would be using them might be a little bit glitchy, because these days when it comes to some things they will be glitchy and things don't add up. But look, when they animated the combat system, the abilities, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's actually like even believable. If you guys know what I mean. If you guys play the game, you probably understand what I mean by this. Now, about the characters, this game is definitely centered more around Peter Parker because he is driving the main story forward, if that makes sense. Now, I won't say exactly how because, like, of spoilers. Miles is more like a sidekick to Peter. Well, he is doing his own thing as well. There is a story that he's going through as well, but it's how do I say this? He's not driving the main plot forward, if that makes sense. Now, now I gotta talk about the biggest elephant in the room, right? Because the thing is, I know you guys are gonna bring this up in the comment section, right? Um, Mary Jane, the stealth missions in this game, right? Now, in the previous game, I didn't mind them. I thought it was just a good like a icing of the cake, if that makes sense. The problem is, the in this game, she's taking on enemies that are way above her level. And because the thing is, these enemies could just completely obliterated her. Like, I have no idea how she's doing what she's doing in this game. I won't spoil exactly like what she's going up against, but the thing is, the power level of these enemies she's going up against should have easily obliterated her. Because if she can take them on, kind of, then why can't the police deal with it? If you guys know what I mean. Because Spider-Man is a very, he's just very strong. He's a superhero, right? He's OP. But Mary Jane is just a normal human, so I have no idea how she's going up against these things. Like, it's impossible for her. You know what I mean? It's impossible for her. If you guys have played the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's enough of her. Now, going back to gameplay, um, you can, well, as you can know from the trailers as well, you can change between Peter Parker and Miles. You can do this constantly, except for like obviously when you're in missions. But you can alter in between of them, so you can switch him in and out, kind of like in GTA, in a sense. You can swap out, from other characters to another, or so you can do their side of the stories or do side missions with them. Yeah, but pretty much it's almost like an open world game as well. Well, it is an open world game technically. Now, what I wanted to mention about being able to switch out is like in between the Spider-Man, right? In between, so Peter and Miles, is they have different abilities. So I spoke about Peter having the symbiote powers, but he's also got the spider arm abilities, and Miles is more like electricity based. His ability. So the like what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't they don't feel like the same character because they have different abilities, and one of the characters might be better than the other character for certain missions. Actually, even some type of enemies as well, because sometimes using one Spider-Man is better for certain type of enemies. Now I won't say which ones they are because of spoilers, but yeah, there's that. So yeah, I love the open world, swinging around the city, and doing the side content, playing the main story. It's a very fun game to play. So, do I recommend this game? Yes, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, because you're gonna love this game. You can, like I said, it's an open world. You can go anywhere you want. You can swing, you're swinging around the city, fighting bad guys and all this stuff. So, yeah, you can expect what you want a Spider-Man game to be, pretty much. And like I mentioned, it's a very fun game to play. It's very enjoyable. Well, minus I would say two things: not enough Venom, and the Mary Jane stealth missions. But otherwise, the game is really good. So yeah, that's my review for Spider-Man 2. Thank you for watching.